just riding easy right now, sort of 5-ish out of 10. We're gonna get into this fairly quickly, and I'll just talk a little bit about what today's piece of work is gonna be about. So, we've had a few things. We've had crux points. You did a long climb simulated from a Fondo with Steve. You have done some conceptual paceline stuff. And today what I wanted to do is work on the concept of going through rollers. Now, this kind of came from talking to a few people, including a coach, about people's training and the constant attention to output and power, and that being the only thing. And I want to come back again to riding your bike and technically riding well and all the things that you can do to utilize all that training and power that you've developed and put it to work to give yourself a better ride in whatever it is you're doing. So when we talk about rollers, you may think, well, I think the normal way to look at them quite often as a newer rider especially, it's just they're hills, right? Well, they are hills. Usually what we're talking about is a sequence of up, down, various lengths, usually not long, but anywhere up to, you know, a few minutes, sometimes 3, 4, 5 minutes, often around 1, 2. And how we can think of those, how we can take them apart to think of them a little bit more effectively, and then with our excellent training, we conquer them more efficiency and less effort, okay? So right now, we're gonna just start bringing some work into our legs. These are not going to be, the repetitions are going to make them hard, but it's not going to feel like some of the hardest efforts we do, for sure. So I do want you nice and warmed up properly, as always, but it won't be, you know, right off the gun super hard, okay? So right now, bring it up to your 60% number, focusing on a comfortable cadence. There's gonna be lots of changes today, and we're gonna try and get off a little bit the fixation on the numbers and the power, and think about what we're doing. Think about the feelings. Work with your trainer, your bike, and go through these pieces, giving it the attention that allows you to ride efficiently, crisply, and with less work, ideally, okay? So 60%, you've got that gear in. As we start to bring a little bit of workload in, think about how the body feels, shoulders down, relaxed, nice and soft through the elbows. This is our opportunity to just feel how the body's responding today. Sometimes we get on the bike, doesn't feel great. We don't want to write it off right there. So you just want to work into it and let your legs accept the workload and get ready for your time on the bike, okay? 60%. We're going to do a couple of drops and increases in cadence. Okay? All right. So just, first of all, increase the cadence for me from your preferred. Bring a little bit of extra gear in. If you're on a smart trainer that's going to adjust when you increase the cadence. All right. Bring it up about 5 RPM. In 2, 1, up. Rolling it up. Getting some turnover there. Nicely done. We're gonna go back down. Preferred cadence. Bring it back down. This is gonna be brisk. We want to get into our rollers. Our piece of work is about 40 minutes long. Another little increase. 5 to 10 RPM. Adjusting the gear. As I said, again, give yourself another 20 watts or so. In 2, 1, up, up. Rolling it up. Good, just feeling a little bit of warmth come in, get yourself comfortable. Another 10 seconds, and drop back to your preferred cadence. In 3, in 2, 1, back to your preferred cadence. Okay, I want you to bring some more gear into it. I want you to feel somewhere between your 60 and 70% effort, or see that number. So a little bit of gear while you're at preferred cadence. And see John's legs taking on a bit more load there. Good. Awesome. 70%. Get comfortable with that cadence again. This time we're just going to drop the cadence a couple of times and bring the gear in. I'm in around mid to high 90 RPM. Nice neutral foot position, letting your ankles do a little bit of the work. Hold it right here for me. Another little bit. And drop the cadence down to between 80 and 90. Drop the cadence first. Bring some gear back in. Remaining at somewhere nudging up towards your 70% number. Awesome. Now you can really feel some more work in the legs. Push behind the pedals. Good job, everybody. Just hold on to it here. Another 15 seconds. And I'm going to have you drop right down to a 70 RPM and adjust so you're at that 70% effort in watts or feeling. In 2, 1, cadence first. Drop it down. Getting used to all these feels. Bring it down and gear back in if you have to do that. All right, eyes up. Let's ride the best part of a minute right here. Just thinking about letting the muscles settle into it and getting used to what's up ahead, or getting ready for what's up ahead. Okay, 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds, 20. Good job, guys. Relax. Focus on relaxing. Yes, the legs have a little bit of push behind them. In 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let the gear go. And we'll just ride easy as I talk about this. Okay, so I mentioned rollers and what that means. Short consecutive hills. What I see a lot is, well, a couple of things. I see an inability to sometimes measure your effort as you're going into them. It's a great opportunity when you're just riding a rolling course on your own. Then sure, you come into a hill, a roller, up and over, and you may just drop your gears, go into a much easier gear very quickly, change your cadence very drastically, and muscle your way up the hill. And that's fine. but it's not the most efficient. You can practice this on your own. We're going to work on visualization right here. It's hard on the indoor trainer. We get so worked up around just the numbers and the effort, but I want you to think about being on your bike for doing this. And so do not over stress about the numbers, but try and go with differences in feeling as I talk you through it. You're going to do 3 rolling hills in and around 3 minutes long, and that includes going into it, coming out of it over the top, and getting ready for the next one. There's 3 rollers, and we're doing 3 sets. So the set ends up being around 11 minutes, okay? Now, what we're gonna think about is we're going to ride into this at the kind of effort we might be doing coming into something in the beginning on a downhill. So your effort level, first time, we're gonna be on the front. So your effort level might be 60%. You're not coasting down the hill because we're trying to get control of those transitions in our cadence as we're going into this climb, okay? So you are starting at 60% at a preferred cadence as though we're rolling down a hill. You're leading the group in this one roller, and we're going to transition quite quickly. That's what this is. 30 seconds. As we go into the bottom, your effort level is building from that 60% up to a 75. Your cadence is still quite high. You've come off the little bit of a roll into it, but you're bringing some gear in, and it would be the same on your bike as, you know, the effort's coming in from the resistance of the hill, but you're making little micro adjustments with your gears, all right? So we're doing that, 30 seconds, and then 1 minute where you're basically in your gear on the hill proper. So you're at 75%, you're at a crisp climbing cadence, you haven't got to the top of the roller yet, which is here, 30 seconds, 80%, and your cadence has come down a little bit again. At the end, you're rolling over the top and down to the other side. So the reason we just have this is because the second roller, you're in the group now, 50% is up here. And then the third one, we have a little bit longer in here, okay? So that's where those 2 pieces are explained. So ready to go? Coming up now in just a few seconds. You're going to find that preferred cadence. This is constant through these rollers. You will get a break between the sets of 3 minutes, okay? So let's get into this in 30 seconds. We're envision your favorite rolling course right now. Favorite rolling course. And you're on the front of your little group. We have the opportunity in Fondos to feel this because we're riding in big groups quite often. So this is where it's magic. You can get through these sections and almost be having a little bit of a rest if you ride it well, okay? Preferred cadence. Bring up those tunes if you want to. We're getting into it in less than 10 seconds. You're at 60%. Bring that gear up on the front in 2, 1, and here we go. Okay, riding this first flatter downhill. You're in control of the group. You're not trying to push ballistically hard and blow yourself up going into the hill, but you're keeping a steady speed because you have people behind you. You're going to make good gear changes as you get into the hill, and when the time is right, you'll probably move over to the side, let your group come by on the hill, and just slot in on some wheels. Okay, here we go in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Transitioning. into the bottom of the hill. Here we go. From 60 to 75% using that cadence. So you're bringing the gear in. Couple little clicks, couple little clicks. Feeling that resistance come in. All right, all the way. Getting to that 90 to 95. And then it's going to drop again. 85 RPM. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 75%. 1 minute. You're at your climbing cadence. Good job. Settle in. Settle in. 1 whole minute. 1 whole minute. Really good. No need to push it right here. You pulled off. A couple of your posse giving you a wheel. 30 seconds. We're going to be on the steeper part, steepest part of this roller, but we had lots of momentum using the group around us. In 15 seconds, just over, hardest part of the hill. 30 seconds, 80 to 85 RPM. So dropping it a little bit from here, little bit of gear up, in 2, 1, come on. 30 seconds, up, up. Awesome. 30 seconds with a push, 30 seconds over the top, coming up in 15. You got it. You got it. Really good, guys. Come on, 10. You're going to be dropping the gear to be back at 70% over the top. Preferred cadence. 2, 1, 30 seconds. And down the other side. Down the other side. Good job. Awesome. This is where you're taking that bit of recovery in between the rollers, not sitting up. Ready for the next one. You're in the group now. You came over the top, had a little bit of a change on the hill. You're at 50% now. 1 minute. Preferred cadence. All right, you're using your place in the group. These will come at you fast. That's what we want. 30 seconds in the group. Sandy on the front maybe. Someone else on the front other than everyone here. And the next one's coming up. Next one's coming up. So you're going into it. Different position in the group. We're not trying to push past right now. We want to do the same thing on this next hill. Getting ready. Here we go. 30 seconds. Changing gears. 60 to 75%. Come on. Up, up. Throughout the 30 seconds, keep bringing it up right to where we want to be for that 1 minute of the proper climb. Come on, should be there. Getting there. Less than 10 seconds. And you're going to settle into it. You're at 85-ish cadence. 2, 1, 75%. Come on. Come on. 1 minute. Awesome job. Okay, using this crisp climbing cadence. Super good. Super good. 30 more seconds. Hold it right here. You're keeping it around an hour power number on the hill. You're sitting on a wheel. You're comfortable. There's going to be a little bit of a pitch coming up in 15 seconds. You're going to push into that for 30. All right, getting ready for that. It's a little steeper, remember? Cadence comes down a tiny bit, 80 RPM, bring up the gear, 80 RPM, 80% push, 30 seconds, come on. Come on, guys, get after it. Push, push. 15, and then we're going over the top. Lots of action here. Lots to think about. In 5, 3, 2, 70%, preferred cadence, over the top. Come on, third one coming up. And then that's one set. You got it, guys. You got it. Get that cadence back. Now you're going in to the next one. Again, in the group. 1 minute, 50%. After this, 2, 1, 50%. Preferred cadence. Get that leg speed up. Way more tiring than it looks on paper, right? But we're trying to work on efficiency, build up our thought process through this. Practice it on your own. Okay? You're in the group, 50%. Legs turning nicely. Lots of momentum. Coming up to the next one, 30 seconds. And do the same thing, adjusting through your gears so that your RPM slowly changes, not boom, with one big gear change when it's too late. That's what we're striving for. 30 seconds, building 60 to 75%. Cadence coming down a little bit. We're into the hill. Here we go. 60 to 75%. This is your build. This is working the bottom of the roller through your gears. Come on. You want to get to that climbing cadence? Then you have 90 seconds there. 90 seconds. That's right here. Good job. All right, 90 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1. There's your climbing cadence. There's where you've identified most comfortable, best bit of work for you. You're at 75%, holding on to it. You still have over a minute. Good job. Over a minute. Keep this cadence nice and spry. Super good, guys. 1 minute, then we've got to get over the top, and we're done this set. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good job, everyone. Come on. A little bit longer on this roller. A little bit longer on the proper part of the hill. The grade stays more constant for a little longer than the other two rollers. That's why we're spending longer just at this tempo, but there's still a steep part and an up and over coming up in 15. Okay? Last little bit here. In 10. This is the steep part. Dropping the cadence probably to 80. Bring the gear up to simulate the steeper part. 80%. 2, 1. Here we go. 30 seconds like this. Up and over. Come on, guys. Push, push. Push, push. 15. Come on. Pull back through the bottom of that pedal stroke. Less than 10. But we're not sitting up after this. We're cresting the hill. 70%. In 2, 1. Some gear off. Preferred cadence. 70% over the top. Come on. Into, let's say, the flat. Come on, guys. 15 to go. You got it. You got it. Staying on that rhythm. Almost at 5. Come on. Over the crest. Now we're into the downhill again, or the flat. 3, 2, 1. Easy. Easy. Whew. Okay. So, when I'm riding rollers, still to this day, I'm riding my bicycle for a long time. I think about these things. Talk to myself about it. I think about, and if I have a favorite route, which I have a couple, where I can practice this, then I try different things. I try the shifting that we're doing in that 30 seconds at the bottom. I try different rates of shifting, trying to keep my cadence just smoothly dropping as it will. If you're on a very shallow grade, your cadence may be able to stay quite high, but in this simulation, I'm thinking more of rollers that are getting you between, 3, 4, 6, 7% for that little piece of work. Okay, we're going to do that again, exactly the same. So again, yes, there's the power numbers, there's the effort, but wanting you to think about the technical aspects of it, what you're doing, and be able to take this outside, work on it on the bike. When you are in any number of fondos that will always have a section like this, it's one of those things that people underestimate. You come up to a rolling section, you've done the cruxes, you've done the big climbs, you've done some flats out in the wind, you've done all these things where you had a pace line, all the things we've been working on. Oh, rollers, well this is easy, we'll just roll along. They're not really hills. And before you know it, you've lost some of your friends maybe, or you're just kind of riding into them and, oh, there's a hill, okay, oh, click down into an easier gear, way easier gear. Suddenly your cadence drops a ton and your bike actually is getting a little bit of a kickback, right? Not even keeping the momentum. But when you're riding efficiently with a good group of people, your friends or new friends, whatever it is, you can just feel that flow as you all make nice changes. Hopefully your friends are all either good at this or have been practicing it as well. Because you don't want to get that person ahead of you that isn't thinking like this and just drops all their gears and you're suddenly having to go around them. That happens, okay? Starting again, you're on the front of your group. 60% preferred cadence in 2, 1, second time through this set. We'll be so good at it by the time we get through the third. Hey, all the things we talked about. A little bit of a, sometimes you see people give a little bit of a wiggle, shake their arms out a little bit into a downhill or flat to a downhill, going into the bottom of this section. And remember, we're not just doing step hills and going up, easy, That's different. We're rolling up and down the whole way, okay? You are 15 seconds away from that magical transition point where you're trying to go from this percent, 60 to 75, and you're doing it as smoothly as you can. All right, get ready to go here. Changing your gears in 2, 1, 30 seconds. Bottom of this roller, getting there, bringing the effort up. Not a shock to your system, not a shock to your legs, and not a shock to anyone around you. Just a nice, smooth, working into the hill. 75%, I'm there already. 1 minute, 85-ish cadence. You're at a climbing cadence now. 1 minute. Get after it. This minute where you don't have a lot of other distractions or things to do, you're holding your cadence but maybe you're sensing a few of your friends, people on your wheel, want to get by. Could be useful to you to have the wheels. Nice smooth transition. You can pull over, get on the wheel, a little bit of an easier ride into the next steep pitch. Good job. Awesome. Awesome. 10 seconds. Here we go. And then it's going to be 30 on the steep part. Cadence drops a little bit again. Gear up. Harder push. 30 seconds. We're into it. Come on, guys. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. 15 seconds. So good, guys. 10. And then we're cresting. We're right at the top of the roller. We're going to be able to drop our gear a little bit. 70%. 2, 1. Preferred cadence. This is the crest. This is where we're just keeping a nice rhythm before we're in the downhill again, going into the next piece. Good job. Okay, nice cadence, using that momentum. You got 5 seconds. You're in the group this time. Going into the downhill in 2, 1, 50%. Not on the front. Preferred cadence. Good job. Recover, recover. You're keeping the legs moving. Even if you're coming up a little bit on the wheel ahead of you, just soft pedaling, keeping the blood flowing. You want to feel when that road or trail changes and starts. The instant you're getting into the grade, you're going to feel your muscles engage a bit more. You're going to start with those little RPM changes, gear changes, both things at once to get to where you want to be comfortable for the main part of the climb. Here we go. We're making those transitions now. Up, up, 30 seconds. Right up to your 75%. In the group. Pushing into the pedals. Got 1 minute on the climb when you get there. Let's bring it up. Come on. Nice little changes, not all at once. Getting used to that feel. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and you're in the middle of the climb here. On the roller, not that long. 1 minute, less than. Awesome. Come on, eyes up. People around you. Everyone riding well. You just want to keep that rhythm. Breathing, open, being efficient. 30 more seconds, then the little steep pitch again. Give those shoulders a little wiggle. You change your hand position if it's bugging you. These aren't like long climbs, lots of time to make changes, but even the little ones can help. Okay, 10 seconds. It's getting steep. 30 seconds, right at the top. Dropping the cadence a bit. In 2, 1. Let's get this last little pitch. 80%. Come on, guys. After it. After it. 20 more seconds. Then we got the crest. So good, guys. Come on. Push into it. Feel that extra work. Here we go with the crest. 3, 2, back it off. 70%. Higher leg speed. Come on. Awesome job, everyone. Third part of the sequence coming up. 15 seconds. Really good. Really good. In 10. over the crest, into the downhill again. You're in the group. In 3, 2, 50%, 1 minute. Come on, leg speed, preferred cadence. Not sitting up, not sitting up. You're not trying to take the lead because you're good on the downhill. You're comfortable with your position in the group. You're just working on a little bit of recovery so this next one doesn't hurt. Sometimes when you do this transition really well, you can find yourself flowing halfway up some of these hills, rollers. So that's what I mean about making the judgment, carrying the momentum, and then really efficiently keeping the speed of the bike going. Okay? There's our downhill. Going into the dip and into the roller in 3, 2, next 30 seconds, 85 cadence, bring yourself up to 75%. Remember, this one's longer on the hill proper. 90 seconds once we get there. Cadence is still quite high right now. We're trying to keep those transitions subtle. You got 10 more seconds, and then you're in the main little push where you're probably the gear that you're gonna stay in. 2, 1, here we go. 85 cadence, 75%. Good job, good job. Nicely done. A little bit of time to hold your rhythm for this one. Coming up to a minute to go, we'll crest again, and then we'll be done this sequence. One more time through. Awesome job. Come on, guys. You have just enough time to really feel yourself on a pitch here. "45 seconds, 45 seconds. Then there's a steep little push. Then there's the cresting. So good, come on. Stay with this. 75% number, climbing cadence, less than 30 seconds. You can see a little bit of a push, the end of this, roller, getting ready for that. Cadence coming down to 80. Push up the gear a little bit to simulate the resistance. In 3, 2, 1. Come on, 30 seconds. This is the top of the pitch. Awesome job. Awesome job. Come on, push it over. Strong through the feet. Determined. Really good, guys. Come on, eyes up. Eyes up. What do we do going into the crest? We don't back off the pedals. We pick up our cadence a bit. We know we're dropped to 70%. This is over the top. Last one in this set. Come on, guys. Come on. Just over 15 seconds. Keep it together. Nicely done. Push it. Any cadence you like. Keep it strong. Keep it quick. In 3, 2, 1. Easy. 3 minutes. Last time. Good job. Many, many times on rides with some newer people, I've seen, you know, a rider who, well, let's say they drop fast. Fast when the road turns down and go into it pushing really hard, and you've all seen it as well, pushing really hard on the downhill, and then they go into an uphill and it's just a sudden Sometimes it even looks like an explosion. Just a sudden dropping of all momentum of the bike. And then the next answer to that is to change a bunch of gears all at once. And then the cadence comes up, the bike's going backwards. Terrible. It's not good for the whole group to have that either. You see someone who does that, make your own little group and go nicely around them, giving them lots of space. But basically, you want to practice and practice and practice how well you can carry momentum without absolutely, smashing your legs on a downhill and into the flat. Carry momentum and then make optimal transitions through your gears. That is also going to depend on the grade of the hill, for sure, at the bottom. But it just means making those little adjustments in your brain and your body to deal with the different situations. It's going to be, and I know for myself, my very favorite, I can think of a couple little rollers on the way back from our local ride where they're not that steep and you can go into them in your big chain ring, nice momentum. You might bog down a little bit and have to make a couple of changes, but you can almost get right up and over the top without pedaling too much, right? So that's the extreme. And then, of course, when they're longer like this, then we do have to think about, as we're saying, we have about a minute of being on the hill proper and then a push at the top, but we're preparing ourselves for that with that change, that really nice change in the 30 seconds after the downhill. Getting ready for that again. This is the last time. You're back on the front. You're at 60%. Bring that gear in. Preferred cadence. Going in 2, 1. Here we go. Last set. Last time through. 60%. So because you're on the front, you're making sure that everybody gets the same help with the momentum. Nice speed on the downhill, but you're not smashing your legs so you go into it all full of lactate in your legs. You want to be able to make those nice changes, and we're doing that in 30 seconds. So hold on to this 60%. You're leading. It's another good thing for you to practice with your friends or your training group. Change up the lead. See who can do this best, the most smoothly. In 10 seconds, we're going from the 60% to 75% effort, and we're dropping our cadence a bit. In 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds to work through the gears and get to your 75%. Little bit at a time, little bit at a time. Almost at 15 seconds. You want to be at 75. Coming up in 10. Cadence has dropped a little bit more. 85%. Hill proper. Settling into, this is our rhythm now. 2, 1. 85 cadence. 75%. Come on, guys. Lock it in. 1 minute like this. Doing such a good job. This makes it busy, right? Who knew there was so much thinking in biking? 30 more seconds coming up. Really good, guys. Stay on this. This is your actual main part of the hill. This is where you get to just kind of lock in. No changes required. 15 seconds though. We're going into the steeper part. Okay? Cadence drops again as we're getting into it. More strength required, but we're trying to hold. 80 RPM. 2, 1, come on. Bring that gear in. Simulate that steep part of the hill. Hold that rhythm. All about good gear changes. 15 seconds. We're going to be going into the crest. Making a good call on this. We switched off before the steep. We're in the group again. In 2, 1, 70%. Pushing over the crest, right into the downhill. 30 seconds. Come on, bring that cadence up. Back up to your preferred cadence. In the group, holding the wheels nice and snug. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, on the downhill again, 50%. Come on the downhill again. 1 minute. Stay with it. Not on the front anymore. This is your chance to get a drink. Haven't brought your attention to it that much, but that will be the time to get yourself a little swig if this goes on for a long time. Anytime you're on the back of the group. Okay, here we go. We're approaching the bottom of the next roller. Hopefully, our leader is going to do a good job of it. We're going to follow suit. 30 seconds. We want to get you up to 75%. In 2, 1, dropping the cadence a bit, starting to bring the gear in. Come on, 30 seconds to get there. Really good, guys. Come on, 10. Keep making those changes. Down to 85, cadence now. You're on hill proper. 2, 1, 1 minute. Come on, 75%. Go with it, go with it. 1 whole minute. Your leader did a great job of that. You just followed the changes, tucked in, knowing that steep part is coming up in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. We are almost at the end. Come on. Ride it like it's the beginning, though. Come on. In 15, okay? Steep part coming up. Cadence is going to drop a little bit more. 5 seconds. 80 cadence. 80%. 2, 1. Come on. Push, push. Awesome. 20 seconds. We're cresting the hill after this. 15. Come on. 10. So good, guys. Come on. Gonna crest the hill in 3, 2, 70%. Higher cadence. Push it over the top. Into the downhill. Last time. All the way. All the way. Just over 10 seconds. There's 10. 50% again. This is your downhill. In 3, 2, tuck yourself into the group. On the downhill. A little bit longer on the climbing portion this time. That's it. Okay, 45 seconds. Recover, recover. Sometimes downhills between rollers are 15, 20, 30 seconds. Teach yourself to use them. Flush the legs out. Always nice and fluid through the body, letting any sort of inconsistencies in the road just go through your suspension. Okay, 10 seconds. You're at 50%. Last roller, last set. Let's ride it perfectly. Up to our 75% in 30 seconds. In 2, 1. Here we go. Come on. Make that change. Make that change. Getting it down. 90 RPM. 85 RPM. We want to hit that 90 seconds. Coming up in 10 seconds. Perfect gearing. 2, 1. Here we go. 75%, 90 seconds. 85 RPM is about where we are. Give or take a little bit. You guys are working on that as your own modification. I'm giving guidelines. You will learn what works for you on different grades. And we've got 1 minute. 1 minute. Then it's the last minute of the pitch and the crest. So good, everyone. Here we go. Come on, hold on for this minute. Watch those shoulders. Let's bring them down. Soft arms, light hands. 80 RPM. Coming up. 30 seconds, come on. Hold on to this. Getting ready for a push over the top. Maybe we're going into a bunch of flat pace line after this. Don't want to be on our own. 15 seconds, guys, okay? And start bringing the cadence down a little bit. 80 RPM. Bring that gear up. This is the steep part. In 3, 2, come on. Push, push, push now. 30 seconds here. Then over the top. You got this. So much thinking, so much careful riding to get here. Come on. Get a little fierce. Legs hurt. Doesn't matter. Here we go. In 5. Cresting the hill, remember. Cadence is coming up. Gear a bit down. 2, 1. Last 30 seconds, come on. Come on. This is important. Hold on. Hold on. Awesome job, guys. Come on, less than 20. Pick up your cadence if you can, just to finish it off. All downhill after this. Maybe, at least for the workout. Okay, in 5. Good one. 3, 2, and whew, let it go. Recover, recover. Keep the legs going. Okay. Well, I got a little bit of breath. Hey, Cher. I got a little bit of breath. One of the things with these videos that we're making is it's really important for us to just have comments, likes, subscribers. Subscribing is only like following, and it just means that they prompt you on not just our videos, new videos, but things that may also interest you. Good old AI. Okay, so if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. Go onto our channel, have a look. And for today's ride, that's a wrap.